Welcome to more World of Warplanes content from the Noble Queue, and in this video I'm going to be talking about training Elise Clark and using her in aircraft other than the P-51D Mustang. Hello there, and here we have the P-51D Mustang with Elise Clark as the assigned pilot, but hang on, she's in red. What's going on there? Well, let me answer that question for you. If we go into the pilot dialog box, we'll see, I hope, the pilot proficiency is no longer for the Mustang. She has been retrained for the F-86A Sabre, the American Tier 10 light fighter. And why have I done that? Well, the answer is because I wanted to find out what this skill, the Manoeuvre Expert skill, would do for me on aircraft other than the Mustang. And the skill gives you an increase in manoeuvrability by 4% and decreases the effect of critical damage to control surfaces by 25%. And I thought that was a powerful skill. And I thought it would work on other aircraft and possibly even be worth using on other aircraft at the expense of not being able to use the P-51D Mastery skill. And this video is going to show you some battles in various aircraft using Elise. And the thing to mention straight away is that none of these battles took long to find. That is, it didn't take me tens upon tens of battles to get you the ones that I'm going to show you. These all came within 3 or 4 battles of putting Elise in the various aircraft. If you like the P-51D, it's more than sensible to keep Elise for the aircraft, in which case the way I might approach it is clearly the P-51D Master skill is a given, and will of course work on the P-51D. You could drop the Manoeuvre Expert skill. Well, in fact, you could maybe not select it because the 2 skill points are free when you get the pilot. However, I wouldn't recommend that, so I would take that skill. But then I would probably get Aerodynamics Expert first. This assumes that you've got equipment that improves either speed or manoeuvrability on the P-51D, which I assume you will have, and then work down the Engine Guru 1, Engine Guru 2 skills. So Engine Guru 1, get Marksman 1, drop it when you have the skill point and get Engine Guru 2. If you're going to use Elise in a different aircraft, I think you might go about it a little bit differently. Clearly the P-51D Master skill cannot be got rid of and therefore becomes inactive, and that's unfortunate. It's not a 0-point skill, so if you're training Elise you're starting from skill 5 effectively because you've got 2 points available, and I would still recommend that you put on the Manoeuvre Expert skill, otherwise there's no point in putting her on another aircraft in my opinion. But after that, assuming again that you've got polished equipment to improve the speed or the manoeuvrability of the aircraft, or indeed both, I would go Aerodynamics Expert, and then I would get Aerobatics Expert, and then, only then, would I start working on Engine Guru 1 and Engine Guru 2, or maybe even Engine Guru 1, Marksman 1, and perhaps, I don't know, Cruise Flight? Maybe work up to Resilience. The choice would be yours. And what we're going to see is some battles in various aircraft, and the first one we're going to talk about is the XP-55 Ascender. Here we have the XP-55 Ascender, and it's a premium aircraft of course, therefore it can be used as a crew trainer for American pilots, and I've popped in my original Sabre pilot, who is highly trained. As you can see, there are a lot of skills here, including Aerobatics Expert and Aerodynamics Expert. And the manoeuvrability rating is 102. Now, that's not the best you can achieve. If you really work at it with things like experimental or special project equipment, I've seen a figure of 112 on this aircraft. Nevertheless, this is a high rating coming from a highly trained pilot. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put Elise Clark in. Now this may be a little bit slow, so bear with me. Go. There she is. Her proficiency is good on this aircraft. We're just waiting for the retraining figure to pop in, and it took a while, but you can see it shot up to 108. There is a big benefit from using Elise Clark in this plane. So what we'll do now is see how this aircraft performs in battle. The battle in the XP-55 Ascender is on Scorching Sands. It's the Edge of the World variant, 5-sector map. There are 2 military bases, which are the critical sectors to try and capture. I'm not going to go through strategy and tactics in depth. What we'll just do is we'll talk through the battle. Now remember, Elise has been trained up not only with her Manoeuvre Expert skill, but she also has Aerodynamics Expert and Aerobatics Expert, so if you don't have one or both of those 2 skills, the effect that you get from her will be correspondingly less. So we've gone to the military base straight away, and we're going to try and take on the ADAs. The Ascender's got pretty good altitude performance and pretty good speed, so it's worth doing this rather than going to the airfield. It's a mighty quick turn. Now the Ascender's guns aren't particularly strong, and those of you who dislike machine guns and think they're just a substitute for flower pots won't be impressed by this plane. I don't mind machine guns, so I'm alright. Right, we have the military base. Let's head off and try and take the centre. The enemy have been pretty quick to get not only their military base but also their airfield. We're still struggling to get our airfield. Could have gone there, but that's a long trip. We'll try and seize this centre. Go away at the ADA, take that out. Look for the next target. Possibly not the bomber. A, there's a threat from other aircraft, and B, that will take me a long time to knock down. I've got to break off because I'm probably about to get shot by something. And then I realise I'm being shot by the bomber and I can go for the Spitfire. And that goes. Quick turn. Head on to another fighter that's not concentrating on me. And that goes as well. That was an I-210. And obligingly a heavy flies in front of me, so not. And that goes, although I didn't get the kill there. I did a lot of the damage. Didn't even manage to get a shot on that, and we managed to seize the centre. Okay, time to try and clear out the centre. Let's go and see what's down below me. Interesting choice to go for the lag first. There was a specialised aircraft there, but down goes the lag. We're in a turn fight. It's no contest. I would have expected to be able to outturn an XP-44 anyway, but you saw how quickly I got onto his tail. I want to get clobbered by the Yak-9, so I've just got to be a little bit careful, but it's flying away from me, so now we can go and perhaps assault their military base. Choices here. Could go up, could go for the I-210 that's just flown across me, go for the Yak-9. Decided to go for the I-210 because he doesn't react to being shot, so I'm able to stay on him and put him down. For the next victim, here comes the lag. He survived what was an attempt at a ram. He's not going to survive me. And that's the Akamatsu medal already. And we've got the military base. Another Ascender in front of me. Got two aircraft coming in. He's shooting at the Yak, so I'll shoot at the XP-44. And he really shouldn't be trying to turn. To be fair, it's quite difficult to run away from an Ascender if he's got the boost anyway. It is a pretty rapid aircraft, but turning just seals his fate. The I-210 is on the other XP-55. See if I can get him off. Can't turn with the XP-55, or he decides he wants to see what's shooting at him. Easy for me. Use my engine. It's not unusual for the XP-55. It's the heavy. Clever. Goes up, tries to use my loss of an engine against me. However, I've got enough speed, and then he comes down again. And I do have to almost give up. Just get a few more shots into him, and then I have to turn around to see what's on me. That's the lag. That tries turning with me, no dice. And I get my engine back, so now I'm not stalling out either. It's the lag. Really ought to think about getting repairs though. Only got a half health. Well, we are 3 sectors to 2 down. I don't want to lose this military base, so I'm going to go and see if I can clear some aircraft out. Watch the bomb, so I go up. Back. Not the quickest of things to take down my hit point ball aircraft, of course. Avoided another bomb. Got to watch out for what's behind me. And obligingly, the aircraft flies straight into the ground, and I got the kill because I'd managed to put just a few shots into it. I think that was an F4U1. And I get sniped by the Lag 3. So we had neither airfield. I had to spawn at the original spawn point, but now I'll go and see if I can capture the airfield. It's nearly done anyway. And as I start shooting the ADA, the airfield is indeed captured, so I don't get credited with the kill of the sector. The enemy have now managed to take back their military base, so that's where I'll go, see if I can find something else to do. What a handsome lead. Didn't really want to go for the ground attackers. And then I spot a fighter heading off towards our airfield. Although I didn't shoot him down, I think that was the Lag 3 that sniped me from nowhere. He goes. He will come back. Get a few shots into the ground attacker. Managed to take the sector. Ground attacker's going to come back. If I was thinking about this, I probably wouldn't destroy this before the score line. I'm not thinking about it. And besides which, I'm pretty certain one of my teammates will try and shoot down the aircraft anyway. So down he goes as well. I see the Spitfire and a few other aircraft. The Spitfire would be good to get out, and if I do kill the Spitfire, this time he's going to stay out. And I get a dress from behind. That wasn't necessarily the best of play. I was a bit focused on the Spitfire there. And I took a chance in ignoring what was behind me. However, I've survived the engagement, so now I can go into a turn fight. That's the I-210. That was a bad mistake. Going into a turn fight with me. Seals his fate as well. Down he goes. We've taken both airfields now. Hero of the Sky badge goes through. Now it's about farming whatever damage I can towards the end of the game, so we are going to shoot at the ground attacker. Something takes that away from me, but I've got a lot of the damage. Not going to bother trying to go up for the bomber. Need to be a little bit careful. We've got 5 aircraft, but they still got 4. Military base flips the centre. Game is nearly over. I'm sure I'm going to be able to get any more done. Accelerate towards the enemy aircraft. Fortunately, he's going away from me. It's going to be touch and go as to whether I get towards the XP-44 in time. Just get a few shots in on him, and the game ends before I can kill him. And there you go. Nearly 19,000 personal points. And bear in mind, this was only the 3rd or 4th game I played in the Ascender with Elise Clark. Quite a good haul of medals. So let's turn our attention to the XF-85 Goblin, the Tier 9 American premium fighter, and I have trained a pilot specifically for this aircraft. And as you can see, that pilot has Aerodynamics Expert and Aerobatics Expert, and I have a Manoeuvrability rating of 87. Now, if we just look at the equipment, we can see that I do have a piece of experimental equipment on the lightweight wing frame. However, it's a standard lightweight power unit, so you can see that there could be more that you could achieve in terms of the manoeuvrability figure, even as things stand. Let's go and pop Elise Clark in. Slightly cack-handed there, apologise. Let's find her, here we go, wait for it. Seems to take a little time, and there we go. Again, we've got an appreciable increase in the manoeuvrability figure here. 92 with equipment, fully calibrated, experimental type equipment. I'm quite sure you could get that to 94 and beyond, and that's immense. So, let's go and see how this aircraft performed in battle. Here we are on the Road to Rome map. It's the Call of Duty variant, 5-sector map, central airbase, ideal for the XF-85 Goblin. Let's see what I'm up against. Well, I'm bottom tier, and on my team there is a bomber and 2 ground attackers and a javelin at top tier. The enemy has 2 bombers, F-131s, a ground attacker, and an enemy P-5101. It's not specialised, so it's never going to outturn my Goblin, even a specialised one wouldn't. And then there's also the F-34B. This is a pretty good map for the Goblin. and even bottom tier, I fancy my chances of doing okay. Let's see how it panned out. So straight to the airfield, no fear. Try and seize that airfield, and if I do, I'm going to try and hang on to it for as long as I can. And then if we lose it, I'm going to try and take it straight back. As for the other sectors, we'll let the bombers and the ground attackers play amongst themselves. And this was actually my third battle in the Goblin with Elise in the pilot seat. Begin to try and size up what's nearest. Here we go. First victim, potentially. One of the light fighters, a Spitfire. Down that goes. Now we begin to put the manoeuvrability to work to get on the tail of other aircraft. Set that one on fire. Can't stay on it any longer because there's an F-7U coming at me. That's got powerful guns. It'll shred me if I let it. Now we're on its tail. I'll begin to pick it apart. If I kill this, we'll get the airfield. In fact, we've got the airbase. I just confirmed that by killing the F-7U. Dive to try and pick up repairs. And although I'm certainly within range, the enemy's also within range, so I can't do it. So let's go fight again. I'm watching the arrows to see what's on me. The P-5101, probably thinking he's going to be able to outturn a simple Goblin. Oh no. And as I say, even with special project equipment and a fully trained pilot with all the skills necessary on an P-110, if you know what you're doing, it's not going to outturn this Goblin with this build and this pilot. Go after the MiG. Spend a little longer on it than really I ought to. I get away with it. Turn round. Nope, not going for the F-131. That would be silly. We'll go for the F-94D. Wheel of Death. There we go. It's down. Spotted that the ground attack was in extremely low health, decided to go for it. Something else kills it before I can. So we'll try and take out the ADAs. Fly between the two heavies. Want to take the Spitfires off our bomber. Just pause while I try and get the measure of the Spitfire. And there we go. And at this point we've got superiority, so it's all looking very good. But bear in mind, bombers in this game and ground attackers, things can change very quickly. Fly towards the centre. Got my eyes on the P-1101. Maybe the Seahawk will come closest first. Turns out to be that it's the 1101. Take him down for the second time. We're looking for another target. It's too far away. We'll see if I can get repairs before we lose this airfield, because it looks as if we are going to lose it. And I can't because it's burning. The maintenance shed has been destroyed. Well done, the enemy team. That's smart. So up for the Seahawk. I think there must be more than one Seahawk in this battle. I seem to be seeing a lot of Seahawk. Down that goes. It's the F-84. And now I'm on his tail. He's basically, his goose is cooked. And he doesn't even try and avoid. Even though I kill him, something else dies. Or an ground target is destroyed and the enemy do seize this airbase. Nevertheless, I'm going to kill the F-94. Avoid the multi-roll. Have the Seahawk. Base is unlocked, so this will count. Nearest target, got to weave here, there's an awful lot of red around me. Trying to pick the right moment. P-84 is doing his best to get a bead on me, bless him. So I decide that since he's obviously focusing me, I will actually return the favour. Let's collect some soil samples. I can just get this F-84 down. We'll have this sector. Do. Just in time. The 1101 finishes me off, but we've got the air base back. Well, no surprises. I spawn at the airbase and immediately set to trying to clear out the enemies. Unfortunate enough for me, I'm behind the ME-1101. He eventually responds to being shot, but only after I've set him on fire. He's a dead duck already, but I'm going to finish him off. There we go. In to clear out the multi-rolls in the fighter. It's the MiG-9, so we'll start stripping that down. Goes, wheel around. Seahawk, a couple of shots into it. Nearly lost this airfield already, so I need to knock these aircraft down as quickly as possible. Go, the Winged Legend goes through. Moment's respite, we have actually cleared the sector for the moment. Won't last for long, and then I nearly fly straight at the P-228. Go up and round. It's not particularly fast, so I can peck away at it now, kill it, with a bit of luck, secure the airfield. Saw the F-7U fly past me, however it ignored me, the arrow went small, so now I turn for it. Something to my left. It wasn't actually focusing me, which is just as well. If that Vulcan cannon had started hitting me, I probably would have been shot down. Having broken off, I decide to focus the F-94D anyway. Kill that. Mick comes in, misses all his shots, saw him just in time, then makes the mistake of turning, and then decides to flee. So I break off, and go down for the multi-roll. I think this is the F-84, yep, so we're going to knock out the human player here, down he goes. Ignore the bomber above me, big lines come back in. Get another bite of the cherry. And that was my kill, set him on fire clearly. Here's the MEP-1101, time to put him out of his misery, and if I can. He kills an aircraft, I get on his tail. F-84 puts through no doubt a complimentary comment in chat. Can't read in Cyrillic-based languages. Writing rather. That's the Kosher The MEP-110 is not going to come back. The Ace and the Hero of the Sky goes through. Still can't get repairs, but I don't actually need them. The enemy is running out of aircraft. Let's kill the Seahawk. And now there's just the EF-131. And that's unfortunate, because there's not much I can do about that EF-131 that's in front of me. Well, I'm honest. I do chase him. But from this position, I'm never going to be able to shoot him down. If I pursue him, he'll get his gun on me. Unless he's sleeping, he'll get his gun on me and just kill me before I can get near enough to even damage him. I try, I realise it's hopeless, and at this point I'm gritting my teeth, preparing for a defeat, because I think he's going to get away, and we're not going to win. Well, how close was that? That was an 800 to 798 point battle, and it's a victory. And if we just run the video on a little bit more, see that it's 21,000 personal points with an Ace, Winged Legend, Kosher, Hero of the Sky. Not a bad battle. Elise in the XF-85 works. So let's move on to the next aircraft. Here we are. The next aircraft is the F-86A Sabre, the Tier 10 American light fighter. And I already have a pilot trained for this. You saw him before with the XP55. Just a reminder, here is the aerobatics expert skill and the aerodynamics expert skill. Highly trained pilot, and we've got 92 manoeuvrability. And we could do more. We have got a piece of experimental equipment, a lightweight wing frame here, but again, the lightweight power unit is standard. So I'm guessing you could probably get this up to 94, maybe 95, if you really pushed it under current circumstances. Now I think it's time to put Elise in. Let's see the effect. Let's go and find her. There you go. We've gone from 92 manoeuvrability to 97. So if you really pushed it on the equipment, full calibration, experimental or special project equipment, I reckon you're going to break 100 in the Sabre. It's going to be immensely manoeuvrable, and this is a very powerful anti-fighter fighter at tier 10. So again, we're seeing a very positive effect coming from Elise Clark. Let's go and see how the aircraft performed in battle. Now, the battle for the Sabre is a World of Warplanes replay file. Sorry about that. I wasn't recording at the time I fought this battle. It's Road to Rome Call of Duty again. However, it's slightly different in field to the battle with the Goblin. And we've got on my team, myself, an EF-131 bomber, an ME-262HG3 heavy, and at tier 9 an ME-109B2 ground attacker. The enemy has a Javelin, an ME-P-1101 specialised. Not going to be able to outturn my F-86A Sabre though. An EF-131, and then they also have a Junkers 287. So still a lot of bombers, still a lot of ground attackers. Let's go and see how this battle panned out. At the start of this battle, I decided to seize control of the local garrison, or one of them, as quickly as possible before heading towards the airfield. Speed in, looking for the heavies. Here's the first one, it's turned conveniently for me. Down that goes. Just a reminder, the reticle's off target because this is a World of Warplanes replay file. Now we're on the other heavy. That goes. And at this point I was thinking it's a good job I came here because my team basically is going to rely on me to take this garrison. And nevertheless, we now have both. We've made good start in the airfield. If I can get there in time, we have a very good chance of taking this sector as well. Side the Javelin is not for me at this stage. I want to take on the more manoeuvrable multi-rolls and fighters, and that's convenient. Helped kill the I-211 there. Let's on to another multi-roll, another F-84F. It's quite manoeuvrable, but it's not as manoeuvrable as this one. And that goes, and with that we have the airfield. Now we're looking to clear the enemy out. And they've actually taken one of our garrisons. No surprise, there's bombers and ground attackers in this game. That's the ME-P-110. It doesn't try to evade and couldn't have even if it tried. I would have been able to outspeed it and outmaneuver it. Once I was on its tail, the game was over. Decided to chase down the ME-P-1099B2 ground attacker. Keeping a careful eye on the two arrows above me. Haven't gone big, one of them's now disappeared. Push off the ground attacker. Look for the fighter. It's an attacker. No contest really, provided I can actually get the shots on target. Down that goes. It's probably the I-211 again, I guess. Blows up, and it was. So, set that on fire. Avoid the two aircraft, intending to outmaneuver the two of them. It's the F-84. That's a kill. Ooh, that was close. I have a new haircut. I-211's back in, the I-211's back out. Not a lot to do here, so I decide maybe I should go off to this garrison and try and recapture it. I really ought to have looked at that aircraft to the right and behind of me. A bit focused on the garrison there. Waiting for it to unlock. Now it unlocks. The aircraft are available. And given it took us so long to take this garrison last time, perhaps this is the smart move. I can't rely on my team to take this garrison. Easily able to outmaneuver this air defence aircraft. And although I only got the one kill here, I've helped my team capture this garrison quite quickly. Now we can make our way back to the air base and try and keep it in our possession. It's the I-211 down again for at least the third time. I actually hit the attacker when I wasn't aiming at him and set him on fire and he blew up. Gets onto the tail of the F-84F, down that goes. Take a shot from something there, to my surprise. P-1101. His only chance was to kill me as he came in, which he failed to do, or have me shot down by friends, of which he had none. And down he goes. And an I-215. Maybe that was one of the multi-rolls I shot down earlier. I misidentified the I-211. Quite similar if you're not, you don't get a good look at them. That's another victim. That is the I-211. Down he goes, and that's the Winged Legend. And basically the bombers and ground attackers have played the garrisons all game, and I've had the airfield to try and lock down, which I have. And there goes the hero of the sky. Now we're on the attacker. Another victim. I'm going to decide that I'm going to try and defend this garrison. The MEP-1101 is playing over here. Void, turn. He is going to get back into the game. I have saved this garrison. At the moment it looks as if that's a good thing, and I was very lucky not to be clobbered by that multi-roll with a huge sniper gun. Well, actually it's two big 37mm, I think. Not quite the huge sniper guns. Anyway, that was the ace. The team has managed to get another sector. Now the scoreline is in, it is worth risking losing some hit points to try and get these ground attackers out. I'm probably not going to be able to do it in time to save this sector, unfortunately. And I'm right. Let's hope we can take another of the sectors. It's still worth knocking these down to prevent them from doing any more work in the game. I haven't got time to wait until the base unlocks. I'm just getting rid of them as soon as I can. Get some separation so I can get a better attack vector on this MEP-109B2. 99B2, it's down. Now I can take out the Javelin, who's a human player. He must be out of boost because he's not accelerating away. Now, for a while I can stay with him anyway. He didn't pull away from me, and now he's out of the game as well. Now we're going to come and try and take this sector away from the enemy. We have managed to capture another one. It's a very tight game. This could be the difference. Go after the air defence heavy. And I feel that this is one of those bots that's not taking damage very quickly. I stay on him. And now I have to break off because I've set myself up to be shot down by something else. Use the manoeuvrability to get out of trouble. And go after the light bolter. Probably should have done that more quickly. And it goes. One more aircraft and we've got this. My teammates do it for me. Put a few more shots into an air defence aircraft. And try and zoom up as quickly as possible for the heavy. It blows up. The EF-131 shoots down our heavy. Game is nearly over. Going as fast as I can. And although I lose my engine and my pilot, kill the EF-131. Not a bad haul. 23,000 points. This was my fourth game in the F-86A, and I had to spend 2 of those games bringing Elise up to full proficiency on the aircraft. And we've got there the Marseille, the Ace, the Akamatsu, the Winged Legend, the McCampbell Medal, and Hero of the Sky. Elise works in the Sabre as well. There you have it. That was 3 battles from about 8 fought in 3 different aircraft, the XP-55 Ascender, the XF-85 Goblin, and the F-86A Sabre. And Elise Clark's Manoeuvre Expert skill, I think, significantly improved the performance of all those planes. Now, if you like the P-51D Mustang, there's no reason not to keep Elise in it. After all, the P-51D Master skill will become available to you, and I think my earlier video shows how strong the plane can be with Elise flying it for you. However, if you exploit the Manoeuvre Expert skill in other aircraft, I think Elise will serve you well there too. Well, I hope you found that helpful, and that if you did, you'll come and see my future content. Stick around. There's a bonus battle with Elise flying the P-61 Black Widow. But I'm going to leave you here, so until the next time, this is the Noble Q, signing out.